Fabulous. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the first proper webinar of Taster Month 2023 with us at the college, Swansea University. Now, as anybody who's watching this session should be aware, this is the opening webinar, and it's focusing on the department of Swansea University called the English Language Training Service. And we're very fortunate to be joined by Alison from that team today. Alison, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. Yeah, as Kieran said, my name is Alison Davis and I work at Swansea University and within the English Language Training Services department. So our main aim is to improve students' academic language and their academic skills to then enable them to get into any degree program that they need to. Also, on a personal note, I also teach lecturers. So maybe some of the lecturers that you will get on your degree courses, I will have taught them some teaching skills as well. So we offer many different courses, but I will go through those in a moment when Kieran says I can start.
Grand, thank you, Alison. And for those who don't know, my name is Kieran. I am the recruitment coordinator over at the college, Swansea University. So some of you may have heard from me already with various emails that I will have been sending out to our students. So again, for those of you who are here, you should be aware that this is a part of Taster Month 2023. Now, this is an annual event that we do, Taster Month. We did it last year, and Alison and her colleague Joe were here last year as well. And this month is basically all about giving you guys the opportunity to experience what it's like to be a student at the college, learn more about various support services that not only we offer at the college, but also those that are available at Swansea University itself. So this is the first of many events that we've got going on. We've got academic taster sessions delivered by some of our fabulous academics here at the college. We've got live Q&A sessions. We had one on Friday gone with the admissions team here at the college. We've got other ones lined up with the student union, with current students, that sort of thing. And then, of course, we've also got some other webinars devoted to other little bits and bobs that happen around the university, like support services, accommodation, and indeed a tour of the Bailey campus as well, which is something to look forward to. So hopefully you guys are going to use this opportunity to learn lots about one of the major services really for our international students in particular, the English Language Training Service. So we're going to jump into Alison's presentation now. Once we're done there, the recording of this session will stop. The recording will be made available to all of you guys shortly after the session today. Once the recording has stopped, that is an opportunity for you guys who are attending live to ask questions, or of course, feel free to pop your questions in the chat or the Q&A functions that you'll see at the bottom of your screen. Now, Alison's going to be doing most of the talking today, so I'll be sort of firing away at any questions that are coming in. If you do have any super specific questions about the services of the English Language Training Service that I can't answer, then I won't answer them and we'll leave them to the end. So don't think that I'm ignoring you. I'm just going to leave them until we get to a point where Alison can answer them for you. So without further ado then, Alison, over to you.
That's great. Thank you. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint. So hopefully you can see it now. Great. So yes, a big welcome from the English Language Training Services at Swansea University. We work very, very closely with the college. So we are there to ensure that if students don't have the scores they need, they can come to us before they come into the college to start their courses. Okay, so let me quickly tell you a little bit about ELTS, about the courses, about the English language test that we also do. So perhaps for some students, you would like to do our English language test instead of the IELTS test, but I can talk about that later on. And obviously there's a chance for you to answer questions, as Kieran said, at the end. But please, if you think of anything as you're going along, just pop the question in so you don't forget it. Okay, so what do we do? Well, quite a few things actually. So the most important thing which students think is that we help you with your academic English language. So for example, your degree course might say you need an overall 6.5 to enter a course, but at the moment you have a 5.5. So we help you improve your English language course, English language level, so that you can meet the requirements of the course at the university. Also, which we think is really, really important, it's not just about language, it's also about academic study. For example, many students come here and perhaps their English language level is not bad, and they can cope, they can listen, no problem. But the education they've had in their own country is very, very different. So they need to learn about how to study in the UK. So most of the feedback I get from students is that they also feel they learn a lot on the courses about academic study, and they feel much more confident when they start the course. We provide English language testing and exam training. So it's not just about improving the language, improving your academic study, it's also providing you an opportunity to have a test and to train you in that particular exam. So the other thing we do is that we do run English courses. So I know for some people, perhaps they're not ready to study at university yet, or they have friends or family that want to come with them, but they want to do a general English course at the same time while they're doing the academic study. So we have lots of things on offer. And the other thing to say is that when you do look at our website and you think, well, it's not quite there, you can always come and chat to us and we'll see how we can help you and your family, etc., to meet those dreams. Okay, and as I said, we can deliver those, what we call bespoke courses as well. Okay, so they're tailored to particular learners. And finally, for those that want to learn to be a teacher, we offer particular programs that train you to become an English teacher. Okay, so what is a pre-sessional course? So here at English Language Training Services, we operate pre-sessions all around the year. Okay, so there's loads of opportunities. So the easiest thing for me to do is to just quickly point out the different ones, and then I'll go into more detail later. So we call the one that starts in September our autumn one, and that's 12 weeks. And then there's one that starts in January, which is a winter one. And then the one that's coming up right at the moment is the spring one. Yeah, as you can see, the daffodils behind me. It's getting nicer weather here. So yeah, the spring starts on the 17th of April. So that's quite soon. That course is 8 weeks. And then the really, really popular ones are in the summer. That's when students come and study because they have a course they want to do in September. I will talk about those later on, but there are 3 levels depending on your entry score and the exit score you need. Okay, so generally pre-sessionals are designed to maximize your confidence, not just confidence with the English language, but confidence of being here in the UK as well. So a lot of students have said to me, it wasn't so much that their score had changed. It was the fact that when they started their course, they felt so much more confident to talk to the tutors, talk to other students, talk to local people, and to understand generally what it's like to be in the UK. So for me, that's why that's number 1 on the list, maximize student confidence. Yeah. As I said, improve the academic language before starting any degree at the college, at Swansea University, generally any course you're going to be studying here in the UK. Also, you'll start to kind of understand what is expected of you in an academic environment. And I think a lot of students don't understand that. What is it like to come to university? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with regards to assignments? What rules do I need to look at? What happens in a lecture? What happens in a seminar? Lots of things like that, which may be very, very different to where you're from. But we give you training in this. Looking at, if we're going to use the IT, How do we use IT at Swansea University? How do we use the library? Lots and lots of different things like that. I won't tell you them all because there's too many. So at ELTS, we are still delivering courses on campus, but also there's the opportunity to study online. So it's not a percentage of each. It's either 100% on campus or 100% online. Depending on student situations, you might choose one more than the other. To be honest, I generally encourage people to come to Swansea and have the real live experience of studying here. And then you can see people like myself, Kieran, and you can start meeting people rather than only ever seeing someone on Zoom. Yeah. This year I had some students that had studied with me online, and then they came to start their courses in September, and they were so excited to see me instead of just seeing this part of my body. They said, wow, this is great. So if you can come on campus, it is definitely a better experience, but online you have the same resources, the same kind of, you know, training that you get on campus. The difference is you're not sitting in a British environment, I suppose. You're not able to go to the local shops. You're not able to go to the local pub. So those are the big differences, yeah. So let's have a look at the entry points that we have for these courses. So if we are looking at the imminent, the course that is going to happen soon, because the one at the moment has already started. It started in January and it's finishing in March. So the next one is our spring one. And as I said, that starts on the 17th of April. Now, this course is only 8 weeks, only 8 weeks. So it's for students that perhaps don't have enough by a little amount to either start with the college in June, or maybe they need to study in the summer for pre-sesh and then enter the college in September. So it just depends on where you're at with your language score. So as you can see, students might come with a 4.5, a 5 or a 6 on this course. And we would put you in the relevant class. Okay, so you wouldn't be all in one class. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair on all the students. So there are the 3 levels that you would be put in. So there'd be 3 separate classes. So the main thing is that you have to meet the minimum requirement. So the minimum requirement would be your 4.5 overall, but you could have a 4 in some elements of your IELTS score. Okay, so we hope, realistically, we hope over 8 weeks that you would improve by 0.5. Really, I think if you expect to improve by 1, I think that is very, very ambitious. But maybe if your IELTS last exam was a disaster and it's not a true reflection, then maybe there could be a jump of a 1. But really, 0.5 we would say to students, yeah? So as I said, these are just chances for you to get the experience, come here for 8 weeks, improve your language and academic study, and be ready then for any course you want to start in June or September. Okay, so that's the spring one, which is happening very soon. Then the summer, which is our busiest time, that seems to be the time when most people come because there's so much happening in September. So as you can see, there are 3 levels. Okay, so the first one is called level 1, which is for 12 weeks. And that is where you have to have a minimum of 5. But the maximum you can get on that course is a 6. Okay, and that's for 12 weeks. And that starts in June, the 19th of June. Now, if your language score is a bit higher, so 5.5, and you need to get a 6.5 for your course, then you're going to need to apply for a level 2, which is for 10 weeks. So that starts then in July. All of these courses finish exactly the same time on the 8th of September, which gives you plenty of time to then enroll in your next course in September. And finally, the other one we offer in the summer is a level 3. This is for 8 weeks, starts in July. Now, this is different to that spring one. This one, you have to have a 5.5. Okay, you can get a 6.5, but the students that tend to join this course are students who maybe are 0.5 below overall or 0.5 below in one of the elements. So for example, maybe the course you're applying to is asking you for a 6 and he wants a 6 in everything, but maybe you have a 5.5 in one of the elements like writing. Okay, so it's about choosing the right one, and if you're not sure, you can meet us every Monday on Zoom and ask us before you apply. So there's plenty of opportunities, yeah, every Monday on Zoom. The link is on our website, which I'll show you later, but you can come in, have a quick chat. Doesn't matter what the questions are, we can answer them for you and sort of guide you to which course would be the best course for you. Okay. And finally, as I started to say, there is the autumn and the winter. Obviously, that probably seems a long way away now. So the next autumn one is in September and the next winter one is next January. 3 levels on there, and these courses are for 12 weeks. Okay, so students are able to come in at the 4.5, but it's expected that the maximum they will improve by in 12 weeks is 1 IELTS score, but it depends on the student, depends on their commitment, depends on their language level. Yeah. Okay, so some students decide to go for autumn because then they might be ready for a January entry course. Okay, but again, as I said, there's plenty of time to come and have a chat, either to myself or even chat to Kieran about what, you know, what would be a good pathway. You know, you want to do this, how do I get there? What is the best situation? And we are always looking at it from a student's point of view. What is going to give you the best experience of ensuring that when you start your degree course, you are going to feel confident, you are going to have the skills you need to be successful. Okay, that's what it's about for me. I like to see really happy students when I walk around the university. I love students coming up to me and saying, I am so pleased I did that course. That's really helped me. Okay, so that's our main goal, is to get students that come back and say, I love my experience on my degree course. I love being at Swansea. Okay, so that's our aim, really. Okay, so what are you going to learn? Let's get into the detail, shall we? Because maybe some of you are thinking, yeah, you know, tell me, Alison, what are we going to learn? So I'm hoping you'll learn many things. So this is how we sort of split the skill areas down, and everything is connected. So there's reading, speaking, listening, and writing, but they're not separate. They're all connected. So when we're doing something in reading, it's going to be connected to the speaking, listening, and writing. When we're doing the speaking, it's all connected. And so we hope that you're learning all the time, getting better in all the skills. So for example, you go, oh, on my timetable, I've got reading. And you're thinking, so all I am doing is improving my reading skills. No. Because in the reading class, you might have to do some writing. You might have to listen to something before you read, before you write. So we always think about connecting everything, because in a real university life, that's what it is. You go to a lecture, maybe you read before, you're sitting there, you're having to listen. You need to write some notes. And then you're asked a question, you're speaking. So everything has to be connected, yeah? Let's have a look with reading in particular. So what we're trying to guide you to do and have the skills for your degree course is, how do I find a source? How do I find an article? You know, what do I do? I have no idea, never done this before. So we give you ideas, okay? And also not just about finding, how do I decide that that one is a good one to use? That one's going to be helpful. How do I find that out? So throughout the course, we have small steps. So you're on a journey of getting better within your reading. Also, at the same time, because we're giving you those tasks, we are helping you and giving you tips to read faster. because I don't know about you. I know when I was studying, Kieran, I was like, I haven't got enough time. I want to socialize. How am I going to read all this? So as soon as I found out the quickest way to read, I was really happy. I could do both. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
we're going to have,
particularly for a student who's maybe coming from an environment where their first language isn't English, they're not used to the British education system. It can seem like an awful lot to get done in what doesn't seem like enough hours in the day. But, you know, the services that you guys offer and other departments within the university offer can be a big help in that.
Yeah, so not only are we helping you to read faster and also for you to read smarter, we're also enabling you to sort of identify vocabulary that you know or don't know and to start guessing those vocabulary. So you start to become a lot more confident in reading. So as I said, everything is connected. Yeah. So with speaking, quite often you are asked to give a presentation. Now, the presentation you would be given would be linked to that article that you've chosen. Yeah, the one that you've read. Okay. And then you will have to answer questions about the article, which is really important because when you start your degree course, you will be going to seminars and working in groups. And quite often you will be discussing an article that you've had to have read. So if you have some skills in that area, you're going to feel much more confident and you're going to learn more. Because at the end of the day, if you are not feeling confident in that situation, then no learning is happening. Okay, so within the speaking, we are looking at your presentation skills, but also looking at you interacting with each other. So not just about that. The other thing that we do, we have a weekly, what we call coffee club, cafe club. So there's a chance once a week to meet tutors and talk about things that are not academic. So you can also develop your speaking skills. So moving on to listening. So you're listening every day in class. The tutor's talking, the students are talking. So listening should be happening all the time, but you will have specific listening classes. In those listening classes, we will be trying to give you an opportunity to experience what it feels like to be in a lecture. So you will listen to a lecture and you will learn about the behavior of how you should be in a lecture. For example, to prepare for the lecture, to take notes in the lecture, and then afterwards discuss your ideas. Okay, so they're all followed by kind of a seminar. Again, before the listening, you're doing some reading in preparation for the lecture. In the lecture, you're taking notes. Afterwards, you're speaking in the seminar. Okay, as I'll keep saying this, but everything is all linked. Lastly, writing. Okay, and I know for a lot of students, maybe this is maybe the most important thing. So we have a lot of classes. So writing is every day of the week, and you will have an opportunity to learn about different structures of how to plan an essay, how to find evidence, how to link your ideas up, and then of course, you know, having feedback on your grammar as well. So some of the articles you chose within the reading classes, you will use that for your reading. Okay, so everything will be linked and you will be getting weekly feedback on your writing. And that's where students see themselves improving. Feedback is given in all the classes because there are tutorials after the main classes as well. So hopefully that has given you quite a lot of information now of what you would expect in our programs. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to stop talking about the pre-sessional for a moment, and I want to focus on an exam, a test that we do in our department. It is called SWELT. So this is the Swansea University English language test that we deliver all over the world. Okay, so many students, thousands and thousands of students take this test every year, and they take this test online. So with this test, and I'll give you some more information, I'll let the slide come up now. It'll be easier for you. Okay. So this is an alternative to IELTS. Okay. So this can be used for entry to Swansea University. Of course, you know, the college is part of Swansea University, so any course that they will accept the SWELT. And you don't need to do an additional test. So it is designed in a standard language test format, okay? And this is all online. So it's very, very similar to the way IELTS works. So it is £100, but it is free if you're a Swansea University offer holder. So if you already have an offer from Swansea University, then the test is free, which I think is amazing. But even £100 is quite competitive, yeah. And as I said, it's all online. So let me tell you quickly a little bit about it. So when you apply for it, there's a particular time that you can apply for it, which is all on our website. And you would enter the the online test room, and you would do a reading, a listening, and a writing, just similar to IELTS. So all of that's all online, all at the same time. Then once you have finished that, you would be sent an email, and it would be decided then what was the best time for you to have the speaking test. So the speaking test doesn't happen on the same day, which is great, because I think the test is quite difficult anyway for students, you know, can be quite stressful for some students. So yeah, we organize then a separate day for you to do the speaking test. Again, that's online, same format as an IELTS one. So I do quite a lot of the speaking tests, and I love doing them, and love meeting the students doing that. So that's always there if you haven't had the opportunity to do an IELTS test. Okay. So we also do exam preparation courses. So for some students, maybe they would rather do a course for 10 weeks to help them prepare to do an exam. Okay. So that's much, much more focused on exams, and it allows for the lower entry students. Okay. Right. So what if your score is below 4.5? So Kieran, do we have time for these scenarios?
It was about half hour, so you've got another half hour to use up if you want, Alison.
Okay.
All yours.
So this is where the students have to start working today. So you need to grab a pen and a piece of paper. Yeah. Perhaps some of you want to use your mobile. That's okay too. So you're going to make notes on the following questions that you hear. Okay. And then I want to think about what advice you think you could give these students and which course would be suitable. So this is just testing whether you've been listening to me. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to play along with this as well, just for fun.
Okay, so we're going to start with the first scenario, okay? So here we go.
I have applied to study in Swansea University in September, but already I have 5.5, but I need 6.5. How many courses of English do I need?
Okay, so that's scenario one. Okay, that's Afnan. She told you what she has. She told you what she needs. You need to think about what course, how many weeks you think she should do. So don't worry. It's not an important test. We just want you thinking about it. Okay. Same for you, Kieran. Okay. Okay, let's go for scenario two.
I achieved 6.5 in my SWOT test. I got unconditional offer, but I need to improve my English, my academic English skills. Do you have a courses for me?
Okay. Okay, we're going for scenario three now. Yeah, so this is Zhang. These are real students, by the way. These are students I taught last year.
I want to apply to study at Swansea University, but I don't have an English language score yet. What should I do?
Okay. And number 4.
I've done a SWOT. I scored 4, so I can't start my master's course. Which would be the best SWOT for me?
Are you happy with your answers, Kieran?
I'm kind of doing 3 things at once here with I'm getting bombarded with emails, but yes, I've missed one of them, but yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look at the first one, right? So the first one, Afnan said she has a 5.5 and needs a 6.5. Okay, so let's see if what you thought was true. Okay. So the first thing is to find out what the student's language profile is. Okay. I'd like to know what does Afnan have in her reading, listening, writing. Okay, so all I know is the overall score and she needs a 6.5. Yeah, so if she has an overall 5.5 and a minimum of 5, she could do the level 2, which is the 10-week course in the summer. However, if Afnan has a 5.5, okay, with scores that drop to 4.5, she needs to study 2 terms. So I would advise her to do the spring 8-week and then the level 2, because otherwise she's not going to achieve her 6.5. So that's scenario 1. So scenario 2, we're saying she has the 6.5. She's already met her offer, but she still wants to study. Okay. So I would advise her to join the level 3 in the summer, which is 8 weeks. Okay, so she doesn't have to focus and worry about improving her language score, but she can then focus on improving her academic skills. Okay, so 2 very different scenarios. Let's go to Zhang now. Okay, so the first version of Zhang, scenario 3, he doesn't have a language score yet. Okay. So initially we would say apply for a course. Okay. Then you can sign up to do a SWELT for free. Okay. When we receive that score, then we can make a decision. Okay. Then I can see how many courses does Zhang need to do. Because at the moment I can't give him any advice because I don't know what his English language level is. So it's important that he either goes away and does an IELTS course or he does a SWELT exam with us. Scenario 4, he said that he's done the SWELT, but he got a 4. So that's quite low compared to what you will need to study at the university. So we think that probably Zhang is going to have to do quite a few courses. So he's probably going to have to study for the whole year. So we would advise him to study for the whole year. So in order for him to get his 6.5 especially. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. But for example, on Monday, we had quite a few students come to our weekly Monday Zoom drop-in, and they had lots of different questions. They were really unsure which course to apply for. So as I said, you can see on the bottom there that the weekly Monday Zoom drop-in sessions are at 11 o'clock every Monday. And we also have lots of contacts. So if you want to contact us at ELTS, you can contact us on that email. If you want to contact us about SWELT, this is the SWELT email. Okay, and you can visit the website, which I will show you in a moment. And obviously that's the scan code. And you can also follow us on social media and Twitter. So loads of different places you can get support. Obviously, you can go straight to Kieran, and Kieran can direct you to me. Okay, so lots of different things there that you can use. But before we go to questions, I was going to quickly share the website for you, so you can see it here. So when you come on to, let's go back. I'll just do it from refresh, I think. Okay, so you can see that when you go on to our website, it's got English language training services. There's a nice little button here. You can press view courses, yeah, or you can go down the left hand side on that menu. It's up to you, okay? So if you click on courses, it'll go straight to the courses page, and it will start to show you the winter, the spring, and then when you click on each one, you can then go in and find out more details, yeah, learn more, go in. Then it's got all the summer ones, as you can see, which we talked about today, yeah, and then we've put the autumn one down the bottom, because obviously that's not going to happen now for a couple of months, and also the exam preparation. And then further down, these are the tailor-made courses. So there's the general English summer programs, yeah, and then also this is the teacher training section of the website. So lots of things on there, but sorry, I hope I'm not making you dizzy. On the left-hand side, you can see SWELT. Okay, so this talks about the exam, plenty of information on here, tells you all about the exam, and then you can apply there to do the exam. Tells you about the assessment itself, entry requirements, okay, and you can watch a little video on it. So all of that's quite helpful, and then it will tell you about the dates of the next SWELT. If you go to ELTS events, yeah, at the moment, the main events that we have that are for the summer aren't there, but this is the Zoom support. So if you want to come along and chat with us on the Monday, okay, you just click on that Zoom meeting. All right, and finally, we have some student stories, so you can have a look at some of the stories from various students. So, I'm exhausted, Kieran, talking too much.
Thank you very much, Alice, and I hope hopefully to all of you guys who are watching, whether live or on the recording, that has maybe answered some questions that you already had and given you some pointers as to what you can do to meet conditions of your offer. Important to note for anybody out there who has an application or is thinking about applying for us at the college, all of these things that Alison has discussed today are available to you guys as well. So can offer holders from the college will also benefit from the free SWELT test. You guys are more than welcome to sign up for the pre-sessional programs as well. In fact, if there are any conditional offer letter holders out there, or somebody who might be getting a conditional offer letter in the future, if you do have an English language condition to meet, then on your offer letter, where we are listing everything that we need from you, where your English language condition is listed, we'll also be providing you with some information about the pre-sessional programs that the ELTS guys offer, as well as a link to their website. So it's really, really easy. As you said, Alison, we work really closely together. We're sort of looking after the same type of student, international students coming to the UK, that sort of thing. So there's a great deal of sort of working together with us. We'll send you students, that else will send us students. So yeah, on your offer letter, if any of these things have been of interest to you and you have an offer letter with a language condition to meet, go and have a look at that offer letter, see what you need, and then follow the links that we've provided. But yeah, so hopefully that has been an interesting session for you all. I think even if you don't have an application yet, maybe you're not thinking about applying until, next year, that sort of thing, always useful to have this information in the back of your mind should you need it in the future. So even if you're watching this thinking, oh, maybe this isn't for me, you never know. That might be the situation now, but when you actually get to making an application, maybe you are applying for a program that does have quite a high language requirement, then you can circle back in your mind to this session with Alison and then get your application in with the ELTS guys. Important to note as well, I know that we've had a couple of queries about this before. If you do want to apply to ELTS for pre-sessional or whatever it may be, that is a separate application system to applying to us at the college. So if you apply to us for a foundation, we are not able to issue an offer letter for a pre-sessional or a SWELT or anything like that. You have to go and apply separately with the English Language Training Service. So hopefully that'll sort of address that query if some of you guys had it. A question has come in. Please, is this session really meant for pre-master's students who have been offered admission to the university? Not at all. So we do find that lots of our pre-master's students will sit pre-sessional program, but everything that Alison has discussed today is for anybody really who needs them, whether you're doing a pre-master's or an international year 1 or a foundation with us at the college, or if you're just going for a direct entry program with Swansea University. The SWELT test can be used for entry to any degree program at Swansea, and the pre-sessionals can also similarly be used for any level of study as well. So it doesn't matter what you have an offer for, even if you don't have an offer yet. The information that we've delivered today will be useful for you. And as you say, Alison, the summer one is quite busy because students tend to, I think, join the summer one to meet their language condition in time to start their degree program with us or with Swansea University in September. And I think that's one of the really useful things about the pre-sessional programs is that they do run year round. There are lots of different options, so it doesn't matter when a student is thinking about joining, what their plans are, the chances are there's something going to be around the corner for them. Well, thank you very much then, everybody who is watching the recording of this session. We're going to say goodbye to you guys now and give our live attendees a chance to ask us some questions in a more personable manner. That said, if you are watching the recording and you do have questions, then don't think that you haven't had the chance to answer them. Give us a message on social media, either the college or the English Language Training Service. We can put you in touch with whoever you need to be in touch with. Drop us an email, give us a phone call, lots of different ways you can get in touch with us, as Alison said on the slides. The recording of this session will be made available in the next few days, so you can always come back to this session and refresh your memories on everything that we've discussed. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Alison, as always.
No problem.
And again, we'll say goodbye to you, you live attendees. Now, are you guys watching the recording? Don't forget, there are more sessions going on throughout the month of March. We've got academic taster sessions. The first one is tomorrow. We've got Instagram live Q&As, and we've got a couple of other support webinars as well. So thank you guys, and we will see you very soon on the next session.